There's no way that the band can pay all of it by itself, so we needed some sponsors.
And how about you on the acoustic bass?
At least for me.
Yeah, acoustic bass. Yeah, I knew that now I really gotta have me something that I can like make the sound a little bit more like, you know, what the tradition would need. I can't really do the upright bass because I've never rehearsed it and the scale is way too big for my hand. I've never had to stretch that far. But anyway, I wanted to get the sound that would be closer and didn't really want to do it with the electric burr and all that. But I do have not kind of a jazzy education or anything musically, but I've had to listen to it a lot because my father, he's a hell of a jazz freak. So I know my Benny Goodman and Modern Jazz Quartet and Manhattan Transfers and things like these, of course. So yeah, the one thing that worried me about the song was that would we be able to actually pull it off so that it would sound loose and relaxed, jazzy enough.
Were you?
But yeah, the thing was that everybody went there, yeah, this is a challenge, but we went there with an open mind and heart and didn't stop to be scared of the thing. Just went there and let's do the best that we can. And I think that attitude actually made it happen.
Is that for you important maybe to step a little bit outside of your own box and maybe incorporate some of these influences, just maybe to experiment, maybe that they don't show up the album?
I do believe it's of ultimate importance to a band because you want to challenge yourself, you want to challenge the listeners to keep the whole thing fresh and innovative all the time. So that is there any way that we can progress the sound of the band without losing the soul? You know, some new things that we would like to try out.
Is there something
you have to be daring.
Yeah.
Can you give an example of one daring thing?
And the thing is that preconceptions of people, of the listeners, are, of course, well, they expect certain things from you in order to still like you. But there's also that much ambition that you want to break those preconceptions. And I think there's also that much of a rebellion in you.
Against your fans,
and at least with us, it is the case that we managed to, with this band, to defy the laws of the mainstream pretty much, and it's something that we feel proud of, and I think that it's just a rebellion also a little bit. The proudness comes from the actual fact that you can rebel against the system that is there, and you can actually make it work.
Yeah, one big thing that comes along with this album is the movie. You've probably talked about it. When is that? Yeah, you said before in an interview that for each album you have a certain level up that you can take the band, and now the movie with it. Was this easier or way more hard for you to pull off than you thought?
Well, the hard part was definitely getting the finance. Other than that, everything was pretty smooth. Getting the songs done, getting the ideas done, all that. But I was a bit naive in the beginning that we would get the money to do this because the budget for the movie is like 3.5 million euros. So there's no way that the band can pay all of it by itself. So we needed some sponsors and people who would back it up. And it took a while to find them, but in the end we did.
Was it in each other's way, maybe, or was the album, the music part already done before you went into this, or went it alongside each other?
I think the whole process started pretty much hand in hand. But to rehearse and actually make an album was, of course, faster than actually getting the movie done. Because, well, with the musical side, we know the channels and we know what we can do and everything, so that makes it, you know, process where we can be pretty sure what's going to happen and how we put it together. But like Tuomas said, with the movie thing, finding the sponsors, the producing companies and all that, and putting together this package of like business-wise, and then start to work on the art side, that probably took longer than we thought.
You mentioned the sponsors with a bit of well, I'm not sure how you look at it, but did you have to make certain concessions that you wouldn't like to do, but maybe because you just needed the money that you had?
No, the money came from the production company in the end. We did the whole movie in Canada, in Montreal. There's a production company called Caramel Films, and they came to save us in the end.
Yeah.
And we had some...
because of that, maybe?
Well,
because of the sponsors, you didn't want to incorporate, or?
No, I mean the sponsors we actually incorporated were the kind of sponsors we actually wanted, and there were some options to look at, and but these people were by far the best that we could find.